Hello, everyone. My name is Joseph Anajar. I'm here with my bandmate Joshua de la Victoria. We are in a band called Portraits, and we just dropped a new album called Buy High. And today we are going to check out the recording session, the mixing session for Kiowa. We have with us here the bassist for the entire album, Jacob Umansky.
Hello.
And what's going on, guys?
We're about to talk about, for me anyway, like the hardest song on the record, I think. But I'm very excited to dig into it.
It's definitely one of the heavier songs on the album, and then it features some thumping, some cool little Meshuggah inspired things.
Just absurdities, yeah.
Absurdity.
Yeah, this is definitely the most technical song in, the least restraint possible from the other tracks. So let's jump right in. This is the session right here. And let's get into it. I think we should probably just skip the intro and go into the A section, and then get straight into some thumping bass and guitar tones. You know what I'm saying? Cool?
Yes, I believe I know what you are saying.
All right.
Nah,
I'll play the section.
Nah,
All right. I'll play the section. And then we will check out what's going on. All right, here we go. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty wacky section.
Woof.
Easy.
Yeah, just a walk in the park. You know what I'm saying?
Thump in the park.
Just a just a thump in the park. So let's get into the thump guitar tones. How do you track these, Josh?
These were tracked on my Abasi, and then something that I had to change because normally I'm not using higher output pickups is that I'm going into a DI, and I had to do the pad because otherwise I'd be clipping my interface even if it's turned all the way down. And then it's such a percussive thing, and I'm hitting the strings like fairly hard that I just need that headroom. I'm sure it's different with bass. With guitar, I have to do it twice, right? So I have to do it left and right and try to get them as close as absolutely possible because it's so percussive.
Yeah, I'm so happy I don't have to do that because I feel like with thumping, you have three different. Were you using your ring or no?
Not on this.
Yeah, so like you're using still three different fingers that you need to get that like almost identical articulation with every time. That's
double tracking.
Double tracking thumping is something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, even Josh.
Yeah, double tracking is not fun. Cool. So let's open up what's going on. So thump tones. Okay, wait. So I got the two DIs right here. Bust into one thump bus. And surprise, surprise, I'm using I'm slightly changing Josh's archetype Abasi preset.
Yeah, which is available. It's like in the plugin. So if you guys want to try it.
Josh's preset is available now, and we'll make this preset available too, somewhere. But it's pretty close. If you'll see the knobs change if I just open up Josh's preset. Here's Josh's preset. It's like a bit less gain, a bit brighter, and then mine is like this. So it's just a bit different, but it's the same sort of vibe. And it sounds like this if I just take out the other processing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. What I've noticed from doing the thumping thing for a bit is that a lot of guys online that are doing it, they're using way too much gain. And I think it works it just the less gain makes it much more.
It masks the fact that you're thumping if you use too much gain, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because it's so like it's such an articulate thing.
I agree. I definitely used more gain than your preset though.
Yeah. No, I know, but I think as a general note. But what's going on in the plugin though?
Let's see. We got the logos. The logos is set a bit different than like what I'm used to, a bit less level, but it's all just a gain staging sort of thing. And then we have that preset, and then I think I just left your preset alone. The little EQ there that I guess you must have done. Back.
This preset was originally one of Tosin's presets that I adjusted a bunch.
Was it the Inner Assassins one?
I think so. Yeah, but I adjusted it a lot. But I think I left the EQ that he did.
Okay, so now we are on the third variation of
yeah, exactly.
a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy sort of situation.
Yes.
Same thing with the cab. It's possible I might have messed with the dynamic 57. I did change IRs for most of the tones on this album, but because the thumping tone is such a specific thing and it was so dialed in the plugin, I left that alone, and it kind of just fit exactly how I needed to. And then obviously there's no wet effects, so that's kind of what's going on.
Yeah, on this amp, there's also like some switches.
Yeah,
I forget what is.
So
switched.
both the bass and treble switches are on.
Right, which I forget what it does. It adds more bass and treble.
Yes, well I can demonstrate. Here's with both of them on, and here's both of them off.
Okay. Yeah.
Just treble. Just bass. So it's like a scoopy thing. It's like sub and high boost. You know, I dig it. After that, we got a little EQ.
You're cutting a lot of low end.
Yeah, I am cutting a lot of low end. That's right. That's right.
That's why I'm
wow.
here. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, to make some space for the bass. And I found this really harsh. So at the time I had decided to cut that. You have to understand, like, I made these moves a long time ago. I don't exactly remember, like, the moment I told myself, like, oh, I need to cut this. This is high passed really high. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, though. But it definitely makes a lot of space for the bass.
There is some other stuff going on with the thumping tone that maybe made you make that decision.
Yes, it is. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Last thing on the chain for the thump guitar is just some more compression and some EQ. I'll turn it off and then I'll turn it back on. Here's off. And then back on. Just to kind of give it a little bit more smack, and a little bit more punch from the FG Stress, which is my most used compressor. Let's talk about bass, and then we can talk about the little secret sauce, Thumpy. What do you think about thumping on bass, Jacob? How do you feel about it?
I mean, I do it quite often, so it's, not super. Don't hate it, don't hate it. But no, it's interesting, like with different artists that I work with, how like you were saying, how there's some people that use more gain with it, and you guys, it's pretty dialed back. So there's certain things that I do with either technique wise or tonally that I'll have to do to compensate for that. Like a lot of what I did on this track was you can kind of do this little muting thing with your left hand when you're thumping. Yep. So it because otherwise the whole thing's open and it sounds a little like having janky bass with janky guitars is not always a nice recipe. But like if I can mute a little bit and take some of that like top end off of my playing, it sounds a little bit warmer.
It tightens it up a lot.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. So like all that harshness from, and not like harsh in a good way, but like from what you're doing in the guitars sounds really nice and complements what I'm doing really well. I think you'll hear it. I didn't do it like fully muted, but you'll definitely hear that it's not like completely open notes, I think.
Yeah, it also lets you choose your accents because you can just open it up for notes.
Also, yeah, exactly. Also really big for accents as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's play this bass. And I also really like what it sounds like when you go down the octave.
Yeah, so that was just a choice I made because, I mean, it just what is it? It repeats like twice. So
it
I
got
thought,
boring as hell.
Yeah, no, it's funny when you have like something so complicated like this, and that really just speaks to how like nerdy we are as musicians. Where it's like this really complicated phrase can be different the second time around.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, so I just made the self-sacrifice to put it down the octave, which is really hard to do on the low B, but it sounds nice and it just like adds a little bit of variation to it, which is really cool. And I think at the end of the song I might bring it back the lower octave, but for the last run, I go back to the high just to kind of like bookend it. But,
yeah, definitely. It sounds sick though.
Yeah, no, it adds a little bit of variation and it just adds a little bit more like build up to where we're going next, I think.
Yeah, man. Let me play it down the octave.
Yeah.
Super sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's annoying because I could play it so much better now than when I recorded it. But
That's how it goes.
yeah, no, tracking that was like, or for the first time I heard it, I was like, what the hell is going on? And then like actually tracking it, and like I would have to like change the grid after every phrase just to make sure it's quantized, or not quantized, but on the grid properly. Track properly. Yeah, exactly. I think I did make like one little flub that we had to go back and fix, or I had to go back and retrack, but
yeah,
we did it. It's
was
fine.
Pretty easy.
It's done.
You're pretty good at bass, Jacob.
Yeah, I am.
It
I know.
worked out.
I
It's
know.
fine.
Thank you.
It's funny how different it feels to do the thumping technique on bass versus guitar.
Yeah.
Like-
It's funny because you got like you say it's way easier on guitar because the strings are thinner, but I just think it's like I have a much bigger target to hit, and with guitar it's just like you have this little spaghetti string.
Well, it's such a bigger movement on bass.
Yeah,
And you're putting way more. It's just way more power into it.
Yeah.
On guitar, I can just very lightly tap, and it's like easy.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I'd be interested. Yeah, I'd be interested to see like if you started with slapping, what your technique would be like. Like if you started with slap bass, what your approach to it would be like. But yeah, I think there's things that go into it. You can't just like thump like on guitar. You don't really have to do that muting thing as much. Whereas like I was saying on the bass,
I'm
with
doing it the
thumping.
whole time.
You're muting?
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the sound.
Gotta use your ears, bro.
Gotta
No,
use
I'm
your
I
ears.
get. Yeah. No. Yeah. Wow. I get. So you're okay.
Yeah, if I wasn't muting, it would be much more like brighter and like not as
Mhm.
Not as
That-
cool.
yeah.
Use your ears, bro.
Yeah, bro, I don't use those. I'm a bass player.
Yeah.
I just go with feel.
So let's look at the bass tone real quick.
You don't need your ears for feel, bro. That's it.
Damn.
Moving on to the bass tone. On this, I did a similar thing as the other song, except the whole song is distorted. So it's simplified.
You're
a few
using
things.
the vintage again?
Yeah, I'm using the same tone.
Cool. Yeah.
Actually, let me check. It's still the vintage and the parallax.
Nice.
But you changed it a bit.
Yeah, I definitely changed things per song,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? Like I'm not entirely.
It's not like the same
copy-pasting.
template. Yeah.
I definitely start from a similar thing and then I massage things into place, right? Like there's more low end here, more and low end there. Like, but anyway, so the tone starts from a blend of the parallax and the vintage ultra, and then the chain will be similar from song to song, where I'll like compress it more and EQ it more. Some EQ moves and some parallel compression, as well as R bass and L1. If you know, you know. And that's the tone. If I do a little before and after of all the processing, where it's just the parallax, just the raw tone, and then after, it sounds like this. And then here's with all the plugins. So it just kind of pins it into
Damn.
place.
Huge.
Yeah. Big
Huge.
difference.
Gets rid of the stuff that sucks and adds more of the stuff that's sick.
Dude, you should go into advertising, man.
That's why they pay me the medium bucks for.
Joseph gets rid of stuff that sucks
And adds
keeps
more
the
stuff that's sick. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Joseph and Jar.
Just Vanager.
So what does just that and the guitar sound like?
Yeah.
together?
Yeah. Let's go.
I think another thing was that I forget which order we did this in. Did you track it first?
You guys were done. Yeah, you guys were done first, I think.
Okay, we did it
unless
first.
I mean, did you guys
I
retrack?
remember, I have a vague memory of Josh being like, "Oh, I have to retrack Thumping now that I hear Jacob's take.
I had just very, very good demo tracks from you guys.
Definitely the demo tracks were like fine.
Yeah, because I wanted them to be like extreme, because we're two different instruments.
Yeah.
There's 3 layers all thumping together.
Yeah.
So I think I wanted for yours to be done first, and then I tracked mine to you.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, that works.
Right.
They definitely worked out.
No, it sounds great, guys.
Yeah. The hardest part was just the accent thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Yeah. So here's what the bass and the guitar sound like together.
Could I hear the earlier part too?
Yeah, totally.
Because that's the octave down, yeah.
Right.
Sounds like they combine so well.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
So again, I think on the whole record, actually, maybe not on 17.0, but either way, on most of the record, I used like the J bass configuration, which is the neck and the bridge, and I feel like a lot, like especially with Dingwall, a lot of players are using the Music Man configuration, which is like the middle and the bridge, which is a little like, especially for like the thumping stuff, it might be a little too nasally. It just complements the thumping stuff really, really well. Like
Okay.
it's got like a really clear and like glassy sound to it that I like.
Yeah, man. So there's one more thing going on that no
Yeah.
one knows about.
Yeah.
We're about to get exposed. We're about to expose ourselves for the hacks that we are.
Well, I think the reasoning behind doing this was that I just wanted like an artificial sound and something different than what
Tosin
has
does.
been done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Tosin does, and kind of like, I don't know, make it into a little bit more of our own thing.
Yeah.
So
I don't know about what you're
You
about
have
to
no
I
idea
don't,
what
I don't know
we're
what you're about to say.
We have a little synth going.
I was about to ask if you're using some kind of like sine waver or something.
We have a thing. I think this was Josh's thing.
it's a synth patch that I made a long time ago that I just really like how it sounds when it's doubling things.
Yeah, and I think you were using it in a way, and I sort of adjusted the way you were using it to make it more stereo or
to make it sicker.
to make it sicker, basically.
I
But
took out all the things that sucked.
and I added more things that are sick. Oh,
Damn.
woo! All right, so here's what the synth sounds like. You could tell us what the synth is after because this is printed.
Yeah. I don't know that I want to do that.
All right, it's a secret sauce. All right, let's go.
Hey,
All right, anyways,
so
this is what it's.
I'm the most defensive I've ever heard Josh.
I don't know that I
ever.
want to do that.
I don't know if I want to do that.
I don't think I will.
I don't.
No, I don't think I will.
No, I don't think I will.
All right, so this is what it sounds like.
Hey, Your Honor. I did know this was in the song.
Yeah.
So it's just like a little something. It's not overly the top it's not very, very loud in the mix. Let me boost it. It's just like reinforcing the transients, I find.
Yeah, like to have something so like percussive and staccato behind the thumping stuff. I've seen that done a bit. It works really, really well.
Yeah, I don't know if other people's do that. I guess, I mean, it does help. Also, it changes the sound a little bit because the synth has a little bit of character. But I'm definitely like EQing this synth. Like I'm high passing this very hard.
I normally, in my own like demos and stuff, I do not high pass it.
Yeah, because
much.
you're using it as like a bass.
I've seen
Yeah.
like Animals when we were touring with them, when they were doing sound check, I would hear them check with the bass and for some of the thumping parts before I reprogrammed everything. No, but still I saw that a lot of the thumping parts that had bass, it was something like very similar to that, where it was like not even like a bass going on, but just something really similar to what you had that just reinforces what the guitars are doing.
Interesting.
So but if you have, you know, the benefit of having a bass player like you guys are so fortunate to have.
Oh yes.
Like, you know, having, you know, a different sound, like, you know, I like having the bass under it and then having the guitars and then having this like super staccato sounding synth under it. Just, yeah. And you have Joseph to make it sound all sick.
yeah,
You know, just
Yeah.
that's right.
Just a recipe for Goddamn
Don't you
good
forget
time.
it.
It's a good time for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so though that is the recipe for the
For a good time.
for the thumping stuff. What else is happening here? There are some heavier guitars that are not thumping. Also, if we're gonna keep going on rhythm guitar things, I think we'll like skip over the clean and the spanky stuff because that is covered in the other videos, and I'm a creature of habit and definitely did the exact same thing on this song. So here's my Meshuggah tone. I'm not thumping because I'm not cool. So here's the Meshuggah stuff. Yeah, so I think Jacob is thumping.
I am. Upstroke, baby.
Upstroke, baby.
Yeah. Do you
We'll
want to
talk-
talk
we'll-
about that for a
pause.
second?
Let's let Joseph do his
Upstroke.
let's
pause.
let Joseph do his tone stuff, and then we could talk more about
Yeah.
thumping. I feel
About
like
upstroking.
upstroking. Yeah.
Pause. Okay. What's going on the Meshuggah? The Shug. Oh wow.
Oh
It's
my
the
gosh.
same thing as before.
So anyway, with thumping,
I definitely
literally,
I use this amp quite a bit on this record for like the really, really heavy stuff. And you know, it has a lot of switches and they all do different things, and this is what I landed on. I don't know exactly like why. I definitely was flipping switches when the whole mix was playing to see where like these thump switches kind of move like the mid-range resonance around, and it's all very nerdy, but this is where I ended up with.
I kind of had no idea that this amp was even on the record.
Yeah, it's like the most aggressive amp ever. And then I got some IRs and some EQ, filter that, and a little bit more of this FG stress thing, and that's kind of the tone. So, what was that about upstroking?
nothing. I explained to Josh and you how I track that section, which is you have that like Meshuggah, like Herta type rhythm, and like I've done it. I've always done this. I thought like you might, this might be a known thing that a lot of people who are thumping do, but I start those Herta rhythms with an upstroke. It's like ba 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 ba, and then when the phrase starts over again, you start with an upstroke rather than having to do like the double down thing, which at a tempo like this is, I mean, for me anyway, just pretty impractical. And I was just I remember showing you that, and you were just like, "Wait, what are you doing?"
Yeah, I guess I've never seen that.
I just like with the thumping stuff. I remember when I learned it. I just learned like an infinite regression, like, and I learned that, and then everything else was just kind of like figuring it out on my own.
Yeah.
So this is the way I kind of figured out how to do like stuff like bleed and anything that really involves that type of rhythm is just starting with an upstroke, because you don't have to do like da 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 or da 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 da, right? To do a double down or da 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 da. So yeah,
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to get that accent consistent when you're starting with an upstroke, so it does take some time, but it's definitely worth it, just because I don't think I'd be able to play or thump a section like this the other way.
No, it sounds sick. And then I guess there's also something different about this compared to the other thumping section, which is that Joseph is not thumping. So it's mixing pick on guitar and thumping on bass.
Yeah, I don't know if you
I'm not able to thump.
You can thump.
Thumping challenged, and it's a big struggle in my life. And
he's down in the thumps.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So that's crazy.
Damn.
That's crazy.
When you're on your fourth damn, that's crazy, and he keeps talking about thumping.
Yeah. So that's crazy. What else? What else is going on this track? Are we already talking about leads? I guess we are.
Did you show the bass?
Yeah, you could show him what that sounds like.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
the thumping there.
The thumping.
Crazy.
It's
It's actually insane that articulation is coming out, to be quite honest, like that it's really popping off like that.
Well, again, it's just It's difficult to get it down, but when you do, it's super worth it. And if you can nail the left hand muting thing and really get those accents down, it's a super practical way to get a rhythm like that
Sick.
under your fingers.
Thank you very much, Jacob.
Goodbye.
For providing us the thump in the tracks.
Anytime, anywhere, any place.
Cool. So let's talk about some lead tones. Or wait, there is one more cool sort of heavy thing here. Not here. Here.
Oh. Yeah.
So yeah, there's some cool stuff going on here. Lots of accents. Yeah.
You guys doing selective picking there, or is it just me?
There's a little bit. Yeah, he's doing a lot of it.
Okay.
I'm only doing a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when it's happening, we're all doing it at the same time.
I'd imagine that's probably the case. Yeah.
Yeah. We can go through. I wonder if I'm doing the same thing for your heavy tone, Josh. Right here. I might be. Yes, I am.
Are you using an octave or are you using the 8 on this song?
It's an 8.
So in the recording, I used an 8. I might have even tuned it differently.
That's disgusting.
Like you're not using like an open E there? Because it sounds like you're just hitting the open E on an 8. Are you saying you like might have fretted it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I probably just.
I don't recall.
Actually,
I plead the 5th.
Yeah.
I need to speak to my attorney.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what's going on here. Then what you're playing, Jacob, is also pretty
Yeah, I
sick.
like what I did there. That sucked, but
Crazy.
So sick.
But I love how you wrote a part that's like blending both what I'm doing and what Joseph's doing.
Yeah, I mean,
and adding fills.
Very, very cool.
yeah, just all you need to do to write that kind of stuff is like listen to your friends and listen to your drummer who is also your friend, and then you can write really cool things.
Your drummer, you're friends with your drummer, dude?
Me and Troy, I'm just joking.
Yeah. And then there's this stupid thing. Yeah, I remember trying to make the second half of this like more dynamically loud. I was trying to do like have a little bit of an arc of dynamics in this one. I don't know if it really comes out at the end, but that's kind of what's going on.
You didn't grid that at all.
What do you mean?
It just sounds so. No,
it's just so out of time.
No, it's no, literally the opposite. It sounds like when I'm listening to it in the song, it sounds awesome, but it just sounds like it was fucking played like
By a human.
Yeah,
almost as if I played guitar.
No, but you know what I mean when you hear like.
Yeah.
I would. It sounds so like human. It's awesome.
Damn, I've never had a worse backhanded compliment in my life.
No.
Shit.
No, it's so
This
sick.
guy's trying to
No,
I'm about to fight this guy in this video.
Literally, because like when I remember when you called me about doing this record, you're like, yeah, don't like grid everything. Like keep it like we want to make it sound like it's humans playing, and that's just like hearing that by itself is like a perfect example of like, doing the impossible, like virtuosic shit, but being able to make it sound like it was actually played. It's good. You did good, Joseph.
Thank you.
You did good, kid.
You did good, kid. You earned that.
Yeah,
you earned that hat with a hat on it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember this part was definitely hard to play in a really gridded sound. There are some different techniques that like are easier to do like really consistently, like da 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 da. But because this is a lot of different legato and different articulations of my playing, including the selective picking, it's unavoidable that like you push and pull like certain parts of it.
Which is good. So you don't have to quantize everything.
Nah,
people watching.
I'm too lazy to edit my guitar player like that. I might as well just play it. Anyways, so now we're done talking about my garbage playing. Let's talk about the tone.
I just say one nice thing, and he can't
So once again, we got the logos going into, surprise, surprise, this amp, which is sick. So we're kind of get that British sort of split position thing going.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the album is the same amps because we wanted it to sound cohesive.
Yeah, and me and Josh like similar-ish things, so it kind of worked out for our tastes. Yeah, and then I got some EQ.
Damn.
Just to kind of like brighten it up a little bit, because that tone ended up sounding very like fat and muddy, so I needed a little bit of a lift in the top end, which I did again on this other EQ, I guess. Damn, that's crazy. And then a little bit delay. The best delay plugin ever. I love this delay plugin, and that's the part. Oh, there's definitely also a synth doubling that here.
Stranger Things vibes.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit goofy by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
All
very
the
goofy.
best synths are like
The best things. It is just a goofy vibe. I also just say a general thank you, Troy, because this part is ridiculous. And let's talk about some lead tones. Maybe let's do Josh first. Josh's solo first. There's some stuff happening here. You see, there's kind of like a staircase kind of going on. See that?
Oh yeah.
Staircasey sort of thing.
Yeah, because I wanted the different parts of the solo to have different amounts of gain and EQ a little bit.
And I think I did like an effect thing here.
Yeah.
Let's play. Yeah, it's a very cool. I really like this part. What guitar did you use for that?
This was the Strandberg, the Pliny
Oh yeah,
neck through model.
sick.
Yeah. I think the intro little part is all on the humbucker and bridge.
Okay.
Sorry, the neck and bridge position together, and then the rest of the solo is just on the bridge.
Okay. Also, yeah, let's play this solo because I did some funky stuff here. I did some like ridiculously long like reverb tail thing.
Yeah, I think
I wish I
Portal.
still had it. I wish I still had it printed. I must have gotten rid of the track, but I think I used a Valhalla, this plugin, Supermassive, and then I printed it and I reversed it for this sound, and then I did a similar thing and sort of glitched it on time. And then the tone is just this same amp, Josh Della sort of lead tone. Same thing here. Maybe less wet and a bit more gain maybe, or same amount of gain probably. And then here we go full. Much thicker.
Yeah. What are you doing with the harmony layers? Is it all the same?
It's mostly the same. I think the only thing that I must have done differently on some layers, I don't even know if I did it on this layer, perhaps, is I might have EQ'd more low end out of the harmonies, right? Because you're going the octave down a lot of the time. because a lot of the harmonies will sound like this. Right, so it kind of helps to have like a little bit less low end sometime. Yeah, so that's your tone.
Yeah.
It's very cool. There's
Pretty
a lot
simple.
of there's also more synth doubles in this song. So there's this doubling the lead. Oh, not this. Sorry. There is this doubling the lead. I remember when we did those synth doubles, we were deciding which part we were gonna double with synth. Josh was like half asleep, and I was doing it in his computer because I was leaving California the next morning, and Josh was just like, he's literally asleep while I was like printing these synths. It was the best time of my life.
That's kind of what it's all about, guys.
It's all about, guys. Yeah, that's your lead tone. And all right, let's talk about this guitar solo. There's
This
two
guitar
other,
solo is
There's
kinda
two more. There's
what
two
it's
more
all
guitar
about.
solos. We can get through this. Guys. There's two more guitar solos. I want to talk about this guitar solo, and then I want to talk about the intro outro tone.
Okay.
And I'll just do it all myself, guys. It's all me. No, I'm just kidding.
It's all you.
It's all me.
I'm what it's all about.
I'm what it's all about. So this solo is whack. Hey Jacob, what scale was that in?
I mean, you're definitely using a lot of like
notes.
like diminished and like some altered stuff.
I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Was I wrong?
Yeah, there's a lot of diminished and altered stuff.
Was I wrong?
No, you're good. You're good. This line is not anything though.
I mean, it's something.
It's something,
You land in E minor, I can tell you that.
I guess. Anyways, so the tone
Is stored in.
in my eyeballs. So we got the logos. Once again, can we get a logos count on this on these mix sessions?
Also a that's crazy count.
That's crazy. Then we have this amp. Are you guys bored yet of this amp? It's sick. I love it. Oh, this is also definitely the only solo that I had decided that to do only on the bridge pickup. And by the way, I'm using my Solana for this. So got that nice PAF, and then it's going to some EQ, and because I need.
That's all, folks.
Just to kind of boost a little bit of top end, and that's it. The H delay, and yeah, that's thick. And then we got some harmonies, and
Dissolving into a nonsense.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, I really, you know, I did this, bro. I just doubled the entire line like a minor third down, like an idiot. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, diminished.
All right. That's it for this solo. Yeah, no comment. And then the only other, like the last little thing is this fucking.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. I don't remember.
It sounds like maybe a bossy.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's the blend. Good ear, Josh. We got the classic, the DI blend tone. Where's the reverb coming from? Oh, what the hell am I doing? Holy shit. Dude, I have 2 instances of archetype Abasi open. The only difference is that there's an EQ between one of them and then more delay afterwards.
That's just how good the plugin is.
Crazy.
I'm actually stupid. Look at this. Okay, so we got this, where I turned off this for some reason. Then I did this nothing EQ. And then I put Abasi again, just for the reverb. And more delay. I'm actually on something right now, guys.
It's kind of what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I know. The cool thing though about this tone is we have some really cool synth things going on.
Yeah.
I had my friend Jordan come over with his Prophet, and we revamped some stuff. So if I mute the guitar, you'll hear like all this really cool synth stuff. There's one layer of synth that is what is this? Labs, like Deneb. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but that's the patch. And then these were used to reamp into all these are printed Prophet synth stuff. This too, but I'll play it. It's very nice. There's definitely Portal on this.
I actually wanted to ask you what you used for the sound design on that part. It's really cool.
I'm gonna mute this Thump. Yeah, so it ended up sounding super cool. It's not crazy stuff other than having the Prophet like physically here and sort of running MIDI through it. The only kind of funky stuff that you're hearing is all this Portal stuff. Do you know this plugin, Jacob? Do you know this plugin?
Which one?
This one.
Oh yeah, Alan uses that.
Yeah, it's the best thing ever. It's like free. It's free sick stuff. It's like you just put it on, you just turn it on, and it does sick stuff.
Yeah.
Cause like so the Prophet will sound like oh what? Yeah, so this is just the Prophet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the oscillators you're hearing. You know, going left and right, which is sick. And then the other layer will be this sound thing with Portal on it. So if I turn off Portal, it'll just be like more of a pad. It's pretty. It sounds pretty cool by itself.
It just creates these like random like glitches and loops.
Yeah, it's granular.
Yeah.
What is it? Granular synthesis? No.
Granular synthesis.
It's the same thing as that. What's the pedal that everyone uses now?
Microcosm.
The microcosm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's super cool, and I don't know. It's kind of inspired. It's very creative and it inspires a lot of different sounds, but it's also something you could just throw on, and then you'll have these random things happen. This a little bit of chaos, which is kind of hard to replicate in a prog context where everything is super produced and stuff. So I really dig all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is also a thing of where you can't really get it to do exactly what you want it to do. You have to work with it.
Yeah,
which is like the opposite of like this genre.
Yeah,
where everything is so cold and calculated.
Yeah. And that with the guitar kind of made for really cool.
I was actually
super cool.
I was so curious what you guys did for those pads and stuff.
Yeah, I think we had a lot of pad stuff going on already, but then the thing that really glue it all together was kind of bringing in that Prophet. I kind of want one now.
Yeah. So the main synth sound is the Prophet.
Yeah, there's a bunch of layers. Like if you like look, so there's 3 layers. There's the guitar, this pad with Portal in it, and the Prophet. and then there's a bigger stack when everything else comes in, obviously.
Right.
So it sounds like this. Obviously, the guitar is the main thing, right? But you get these
No,
little,
it creates like such a nice little soundscape for you to put
very
in there.
soft saw wave. Very, very nice. But then obviously all this stuff kind of comes in. So yeah, I think this is a very, I like synths. They're cool. You know, that's what I'm trying to say.
I do know.
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
So
Not me.
that's the song. Anything else you guys want to talk about or mention?
No, man. I mean, I feel like I don't say this enough, but it's just kind of what it's all about.
All right.
yeah, it's
Once
getting
ag-
hot in here. It's getting toasty.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
getting toasty. All right, so yeah, let's wrap it up. Once again, Josh and I are in a band. We're called Portraits. This album is out. This song is out. Everything is out. So if you want to purchase it or anything around it, you can do that now. My name is Joseph Anajar. You can find me on Instagram at Joseph_is_rad and Joseph Anajar on YouTube. And yeah, what are you guys' names?
My name's Jacob Umansky. I played bass on this lovely record. You can find me at Instagram, Jacob Umansky, jacobumansky.com, and YouTube, Jacob Umansky as well. And yeah, buy Umansky bass.
My name is Joshua De La Victoria. My Instagram is at Josh De La, and then joshuadelavictoria.com, and then on YouTube, Joshua De La Victoria.
Sick. All right. We'll see you guys around. Thanks for watching and have a good rest of your day.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.